This video will explain how to write a good conclusion for an academic paper. There are 3 parts to a conclusion, and if you are currently in my English 101 class, you will not be surprised that this is something else that has 3 parts to it. So far we've seen 3 parts to an essay, 3 parts to an introduction, 3 things a thesis should do, 3 things a thesis should not do, so there are 3 parts to a conclusion. First thing you should do is restate your topic. You should also summarize your main points, and finally have a creative ending. For an example, I'm going to refer back to my cause and effect example, which had the topic of McDonald's being more successful than Burger King. My main points for this essay are that McDonald's has been in business longer, McDonald's is more kid-friendly, and McDonald's has cheaper menu options. So my thesis statement is, because McDonald's has been in business longer than Burger King, is more child-friendly, and has better prices, McDonald's is more successful. So the first step in writing a conclusion is restating the topic. Okay, that's simple. McDonald's is more successful than Burger King. My second step is to summarize the main points. And I'm doing this by adding it to my topic in this example, so I have one long sentence. But you can use several separate sentences if you prefer. McDonald's is more successful than Burger King because of its longevity as the top fast food restaurant in the nation, appeal to children with lovable characters and fun toys, and budget-friendly prices. Now you'll notice I did not restate my thesis word for word. I summarized the main points and changed the wording. This makes it more interesting to the reader. And then my final step is the hardest one, adding a creative ending. Creative endings can be tricky. It takes a little bit of practice to figure out how to do this. There are several different things you can do. You can ask a question, you can use a quote, you may give an observation, make some sort of startling statement, ask the reader to do something, or provide a recommendation. However you decide to end your paper, the important thing is that you are not saying something like, and that's why McDonald's is more successful than Burger King. That is boring and childish, and we can all write better than that. So I'm going to give you some examples for my McDonald's and Burger King paper as to how I might have some creative endings. So one is that I can ask a question. So I might say, the next time you are looking for a cheap meal that your kids will love, which drive-thru will you pull into, McDonald's or Burger King? And that is focusing, it's a good question, number one, because it's asking a question, but it's also referring back to my topic of comparing McDonald's and Burger King and cheap meal, that they are cheap, that McDonald's is cheaper, and that McDonald's has kid-friendly items. If I want to use a quote, I might use something like, as Roy Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, once said, "We provide food that customers love day after day. People just want more of it." And so here, if you're going to use a quote, make sure that you credit who said the quote. If it's a common quote, you don't need a citation for it as if it were a research paper. If I want to make an observation, I might say something like, maybe that's why tennis superstar Venus Williams eats there to cheer herself up after losing a match. That is a known fact about Venus Williams. It's part of her routine. If she loses, she goes to McDonald's to cheer herself up. And so that's an observation. If I want to give a startling statement, I might use some sort of factor I had found, such as, McDonald's feeds more than 68 million people every day in 119 countries. Even the Queen of England owns her own personal set of golden arches. And these are just facts that I pulled off of McDonald's website. Now these facts I would want to provide a citation for and include on a reference page because these are not common known facts. I can also ask the reader to do something. If it's been a long time since you visited your neighborhood McDonald's, I encourage you to walk through their doors. Try eating off the dollar menu and see how much money you can save. Or let your kids play with a new toy from a Happy Meal. There's a reason McDonald's logo has a smile under its golden arches. Again, I'm referring to 2 of the main points from my paper, and I'm also suggesting the reader try out McDonald's. Finally, I can provide a recommendation. Here's an example. It's clear that Burger King has been competing with McDonald's for years. The King has even tried to implement some of the Golden Arches ideas, including indoor playgrounds and kids' meals. But maybe what the fast food chains needs to do is to lower its prices and invest in better toys. And so I'm recommending that Burger King do something. So let's pull it all together. In this example, I'm using a combination of 2 of my creative endings. I'm using the observation and a quotation. So my whole conclusion says, McDonald's is more successful than Burger King because of its longevity as the top fast food restaurant in the nation, appeal to children with lovable characters and fun toys, and budget-friendly prices. As Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, once said, "We provide food that customers love day after day after day. People just want more of it." Maybe that's why tennis superstar Venus Williams eats there to cheer herself up after losing a match, and the Queen of England has her own personal set of golden arches. So to sum up, a conclusion should restate your topic, summarize your main points, and add a creative ending.